that before this season is over, Angel Reese is going to figure out a way to tap out, quit.
Angel Reese quitting on Chicago Sky, shocking rumors and what's really happening. Reese has become a key player for the Sky, but recent rumors suggest she might be ready to walk away from the team. Fans and insiders are buzzing with speculation. Is she frustrated with the team's direction? Are there behind-the-scenes conflicts? Or is this just another tough moment in a young star's career?
There's this racial protection of Angel Reese. Somehow she's important, and somehow anything that bad happens to her, because I'm sure what we're going to hear is like, well, she's struggling offensively because of all the stress she's dealing with. She's created this stress by trolling Caitlin Clark and by trying to pick fights with Caitlin Clark and by jumping up and getting in Caitlin Clark's face. And Steve, this is going to end in embarrassing fashion.
Let's rewind a bit and take a closer look at Angel Reese's journey to the WNBA. Coming out of college, Reese was nothing short of a phenomenon. At every game, she displayed an unmatched combination of relentless hustle, fierce competitiveness, and a no-nonsense attitude that made her stand out. Whether it was grabbing crucial rebounds, making tough defensive stops, or driving hard to the basket, Reese's energy and passion were impossible to ignore. She wasn't just a player. She was a force on the court, a true competitor who never backed down from a challenge.
That Angel Reese is some great player, that she's the rival of Caitlin Clark, and that Indiana Fever fans, that Angel Reese is some sort of effective, big-time basketball superstar.
When the Chicago Sky picked her up, it wasn't just about adding talent. It was about investing in a cornerstone for the franchise's future, the Sky. Fresh off their championship run, we're in a position where they wanted to build a new dynasty, a team that could dominate for years to come. They saw in Reese the perfect blend of youth, skill, and grit to be a key piece of that puzzle. Expectations for Reese were sky-high from day one. Fans, coaches, and analysts alike expected her to not only contribute immediately, but to develop into one of the league's defining stars. Reese herself appeared fully ready to embrace this huge role, the pressure, the spotlight, and the responsibility that came with being a foundational player on a championship-contending team. Everything seemed aligned for Reese to make a massive impact in the WNBA. But as with any rookie, the transition to the pros would come with its own set of challenges and surprises.
And demand some sort of trade, because this Chicago team is one of the worst teams in the WNBA, in my opinion. Part of that is because they can't even play the right way, because they have to pretend that Angel Reese is some sort of offensive player, and they end up ignoring Carmen.
Now this is where the story takes a serious turn, or at least raises some big questions. Rumors have begun to swirl loudly around the WNBA community that Angel Reese might actually be quitting on the Chicago Sky this season. These aren't just casual fan speculations. Some insiders close to the team have hinted that Reese may be mentally checked out, struggling with her role, or even seriously considering stepping away from the team before the season ends. Adding fuel to the fire, fans and followers have picked up on her increasingly cryptic social media posts that seem distant or less engaged than usual, sparking even more speculation. Meanwhile, whispers of tension behind the scenes have started to surface, with some reports suggesting strained relationships with the coaching staff or friction among teammates. The online chatter is electric, with divided opinions everywhere. Some believe Reese is genuinely at a breaking point, ready to walk away from what many thought would be a breakout season. Others argue this is simply a rough patch, the kind many young athletes face when adjusting to professional life, and that Reese will bounce back stronger. The truth is still unfolding, but one thing is clear. Angel Reese's future with the Chicago Sky is now one of the hottest topics in the league.
That people are coming out to see Angel Reese is going to get exposed, and Angel Reese is going to start sniffing around the WNBA transfer portal and look for a way out to go jump on some actual good team where she can just rebound and dress up as basketball Barbie.
For the Chicago Sky, losing Angel Reese, or even seeing her lose focus, would be a major blow. Reese isn't just another player on the roster. She's a cornerstone in their ambitious quest to remain one of the league's elite teams and chase down another championship title. The Sky's entire season strategy revolves around maximizing Reese's explosive talent, relentless energy, and competitive fire. If Reese's mindset wavers or if she decides to step back, it could seriously disrupt the team's chemistry and momentum, potentially derailing what was supposed to be a promising campaign. Zooming out to the bigger picture, the WNBA as a whole has invested heavily in rising stars like Angel Reese to help elevate the league's profile, popularity, and level of competition. Players like Reese aren't just athletes, they're the future faces of women's basketball, inspiring younger generations and driving fan engagement. Her journey from college superstar to pro contender is a storyline full of hope, but it also highlights the real challenges young players face when adapting to the intensity and pressures of professional basketball. Reese's struggles shed light on how demanding this leap truly is, both physically and mentally, and serve as a reminder that even the brightest stars need time and support to thrive.
Angel Reese is destroying the team. I want to play you one other thing, Steve, in back-to-back fashion, this religion of protecting Angel Reese. Don Staley was on the Breakfast Club, and they asked her about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
But what I wanted to ask, since we're talking about players, you know, the WNBA has taken a huge jump in the last couple of years, and I love it. My daughters love it. My sons love it. What do you think what's going on in the WNBA where it seems like they're pitting, you know, Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese, right? Kind of what they did in NBA back in the day, but it was more teams, right? I guess not, maybe not teams. It was Magic versus Bird, this one versus that one. But this one, it just seems very personable. So what are your thoughts? Like even the other day with that foul, and they called it a flagrant foul. I don't necessarily agree, but what are your thoughts on it?
You don't think it was a flagrant foul?
I think it was just a foul. From what I've seen, me playing basketball, me watching basketball, I think if it would have been anybody else, it might have just been a foul. I don't know if it was a flagrant, so just asking your thoughts.
Well, I think the officiating has a hard job. That's one. To decipher whether or not that's a flagrant one or not. Hard job. And I do think they understand the dynamics of Angel and Caitlin. I do. I think it's great for our game. Because it's like, it's a sport. Treat us like a sport. Don't treat us anything other than being a sport. It happens in every sport. Soccer, basketball, football. It happens in every sport. So let it be. I'm gonna take the lead of Angel and Caitlin, and that lead is they said it was a foul. The officials got it right. We're moving on. That's what I'm gonna take their lead. Okay. I think it pulls people in.
Caitlin, I saw you having a long conversation with the official. Walk me through your perspective on the flagrant foul. What was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, you know. If either Angel gets wide open 2 points, or we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
So, what's really going on behind the scenes with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky? Is she genuinely on the verge of quitting? Or are we simply witnessing a challenging moment in what is still a very young professional career? Transitions to the WNBA are never easy. The pace, pressure, and expectations can test even the toughest athletes. This could very well be a temporary storm, one that Reese and the Sky overcome with time, communication, and support. But the questions run deeper. Can the Chicago Sky's coaching staff and leadership identify what's causing Reese's frustration? Are they able to adjust their strategies, roles, or team dynamics to reignite her passion and confidence? Keeping a star player motivated and locked in isn't just about talent. It requires emotional connection, trust, and a clear vision for the future. If the Sky can figure this out, they might still have a shot at not only salvaging the season, but building a stronger foundation moving forward. Beyond just the team, this situation holds significant weight for the entire WNBA. Angel Reese represents the future, a rising star who embodies the league's growth, visibility, and competitiveness. How she navigates these challenges will send ripples through the league, affecting how young players are supported and developed. If the league wants to continue expanding its reach and fan base, it needs to ensure that its stars, especially young ones like Reese, receive the resources and environment necessary to thrive. With so much on the line, from team success to league-wide growth, all eyes are on Reese and the Chicago Sky. The coming weeks could be pivotal not only for her career, but for the WNBA's ongoing narrative about resilience, growth, and the future of women's basketball. Today, we're digging deep into all the facts, rumors, and expert opinions surrounding Angel Reese. We'll break down her performance stats, explore her relationship with the team and coaching staff, and dive into fan reactions from social media. Trust me, you won't want to miss a second of this. But before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss the latest updates on the WNBA. And of course, all the drama unfolding with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky.